right, everybody, welcome back. You ready to deep dive?
Always.
Okay, great. So today, we're going to be talking about love and relationships.
Ooh,
No.
big topic.
Big topic, right? Everyone's interested.
Exactly.
And we're going to be looking at this from a pretty interesting perspective. We've got a clip from Dr. Myles Munroe. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's really well known.
Yeah, so he's got some interesting things to say about love and marriage. And let me tell you, some of this stuff is going to, well, maybe kind of shake up what you think you know about relationships. For example, he says that love does not keep a marriage together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of his big ones.
So before we dive into that bombshell,
Yeah.
for people who might not be familiar with his work, who was Dr. Munroe, what's his background and why should we listen to him when it comes to relationships?
Well, he was a Bahamian pastor,
Okay.
and he became internationally known for his teaching on leadership, purpose, and relationships. He worked with couples, a lot of couples, so he really, I think, had a good grasp.
Good insight, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of insight into what actually makes relationships, work, exactly, last.
Last, yeah. Okay, so he's not just some, guy with theories. He's actually been there, seen it, worked with people.
Right.
Which makes his statement about love, that love doesn't keep a marriage together,
Yeah.
even more.
Mm.
I don't know about you, but it's kind of unsettling.
Yeah, it's definitely, it goes against our kind of
Fairy
fairy tale nations of, find your soulmate and
Happily ever after.
happily ever after, exactly.
Yeah.
But what he does, what's so interesting is he brings in this whole idea of the kingdom of God. And it's not so much, religious dogma as it is sort of like a way of life or a set of values that prioritize things like love and respect and commitment.
Even when
Feelings are all over the place.
So it's not based on just your emotions.
Exactly. And it's like he uses this analogy of building a house on solid rock as opposed to sand.
Ooh. Okay, I like that visual.
Yeah.
So the rock is like the foundation, the strong foundation.
It's a strong foundation. Right. And the sand is like our fleeting emotion.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's powerful. So if love is the sand, like you were saying, what's the rock? What's the thing that Dr. Munroe is saying actually does hold a marriage together?
Well, he doesn't really spell it out explicitly in this particular clip,
Yep.
but from his other teaching, we can kind of get a sense of what he's pointing to. Like, it's not just that love isn't enough, but it's that there are these ways of being, ways of relating to each other that provide a much, much stronger foundation for the relationship.
Okay, so it's deeper than feelings. It's about actions.
Exactly, yeah.
It's funny, thinking about couples I know, some are so solid,
Right.
and others, not so much. I wonder if the ones who are really strong, if they've kind of naturally found these principles.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that Dr. Munroe talks about a lot, commitment, not just commitment to the person, but commitment to the vision you have as a couple.
Oh, interesting.
Purpose.
Right.
Understanding your individual roles, but also your joint mission in life. And practical things like understanding each other's love languages.
Oh, yeah. How you give and receive love.
Exactly. Because that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, because we can say, oh, communication is important, but actually knowing how to communicate love to your partner specifically, that's a game changer.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I get that there are these deeper principles, but, got to ask, isn't love still important? Are we saying ditch the romance, just focus on to-do lists?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Think of it this way. The love is the beautiful house you build, It's the warmth, the connection, the fun you have together.
Okay.
But those underlying principles, those are like the foundation that makes sure the house doesn't collapse when the storms come.
Okay, so love without that solid foundation could be fleeting.
Right, exactly.
But those principles, if you live them out every day, that's where you get the real strength.
Yeah, that's the bedrock, yeah.
Love is the WHY you're together, and the principles are the how you stay together.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Wow. Big shift in how I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, and that's why, this deep dive is so interesting because it kind of pushes us to think beyond the surface level, the romantic comedies and all that.
Right.
It makes you think about the core elements of a relationship that really last. So I think a good question for all of us listening is, what are your rocks?
Ooh, yeah.
What are those values that are non-negotiable for you in a relationship? What are the things you're not willing to compromise on?
Really good questions to be thinking about. So for everyone listening, this has been so interesting, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you're intrigued by this, there's so much more to explore in Dr. Munroe's work.
Yeah.
Or even just look around at couples who have made it,
Mm.
the ones who've been through tough times and come out stronger. What are they doing differently?
Yeah,
Maybe you can find your own relationship rocks that way.
absolutely.
Great stuff. Until next time,
That's
keep
great.
on diving, everyone.
See ya.